Welcome back to Community Conversations. I'm your host, Steve Mantis, and my guest today is Don Rusnak, the MP for Thunder Bay, Rainy River. Welcome back, Don.
Thank you.
So when we left at the last segment of our show, you were starting to head back to Thunder Bay in terms of your employment, and you were ending up in Kenora working for Treaty 3.
Yeah, it was. I was actually living in Winnipeg, but working in Kenora, so I did the commute.
Oh my gosh!
Which was, yeah. I didn't do it every day. Sometimes I'd stay in hotels in Kenora, but it made it easier because of the role I had. It was mainly dealing with government and funders, so I'd be often traveling to Toronto or Ottawa a lot and having meetings there about our financial situation and other projects the organization wanted to do. So it was easier for me to be in Winnipeg, really, because I could fly directly from Winnipeg to Ottawa or Winnipeg to Toronto.
So how long did you spend working there for Treaty 3?
I think I was there for just under 2 years. So we got the organization back on its feet financially, and had some. Unfortunately, we had to lay off a lot of people because of the financial situation. I remember our phones got shut off I think the third day I was there. That's
Gosh! Welcome to your job.
That's how bad it was, and we got it straightened out, and it was operating as smooth as it could operate when I left, and slowly making my way back to Thunder Bay, and I met with local lawyers here. I actually spent probably about 3 months of traveling back and forth, meeting with lawyers. Jennifer Carton was the head of legal aid at the time, and they had a problem with attracting young defense lawyers or defense lawyers in general here to Thunder Bay. So she was working hard to get me to come here, so she introduced me to a bunch more defense lawyers, that introduced me to the judges at the court, which was at Arthur Street, on Arthur Street at the time. Made some good connections, and they said, yeah, we'll help you out any way you need it. And I came, I guess, in July of that year, started my practice, and within a week I was busier than I wanted to be because I was still setting stuff up. But yeah.
So that would have been around 2012?
No, 2010,
Okay.
middle of 2010, I believe. And it was, got extremely busy. And as I figured out the local business scene in terms of the practice of law, and I did criminal defense here because that's what I knew from prosecuting, did quite well. So I had a lot of time off, and the financial rewards were good, and working here was great because the judges we had were understanding for the most part. The clientele we had was some of it troubled, but there's only so much you can do for certain clients, and really got me thinking about what we needed in the city to help combat the problems with street violence, street homelessness, the addictions, that we didn't have a lot of that support that these people needed. They had their lawyers, right? And the lawyers, the police, the fire department, the judges, it all costs a lot of money. And at the time, the previous government was doing a tough on crime approach, which made me a lot of money. And I'm sure it made the police a lot of money and the judges a lot of money because we were very busy, but it really didn't do anything to decrease the problems in the community. So I said during the campaign that we need to be smart on crime, not tough on crime. Tough where we need to be, but most of the people that I was dealing with had mental health issues or substance abuse issues. So it was something that I thought I could help with.
And so that's part of your motivation then to get involved in politics?
It was at the time. I've always been interested in politics, almost like an armchair quarterback, right? But never, I'd been involved in the Liberal Party before, and the leadership contests before our current leader and Prime Minister, didn't really excite me. I didn't get fully involved in the party, and it wasn't until our leader now, Justin Trudeau, got the leadership that I got a little bit more interested. And it was a combination of the previous government's policies and the Liberal Party's rebirth that got me back excited about it. And we, friends of mine at the courthouse were talking about, do you think the Liberals can do something? Do you think the Liberals will form government? So we had those conversations, and it was at lunch one day. Oftentimes we go with either some of the, we have a good relationship with people at the courthouse, so we go with either staff, prosecutors, defense lawyers, other lawyers, go to local restaurants around in the south of Thunder Bay around the courthouse. So we were at Caesar's Place having panzerottis, and two of my friends, one who's not a lawyer, but was connected with the Liberal Party, asked if I'd be interested in throwing my name in the ring for the nomination for Thunder Bay Rainy River. And I said I'd have to think about it for a little while, and I think it took me a day or two to think about it. And yeah, the combination of what the previous government was doing, and the hope and excitement with the new leader, and the rebuilding party, or the rebuilt party, and the once in a lifetime opportunity to actually help and do something positive for your community sold me on it, and we started the process, and not knowing what I was getting myself into at the time.
Yeah, so did you have a couple of priorities when you made that decision, what you wanted to accomplish going into federal politics?
Well, my expertise is really in justice, but I'm also very interested in infrastructure and design of cities. So I see a lot of issues in the city of Thunder Bay, issues in Fort Frances, issues in Atikokan, from two parts. Issues in how we're dealing with criminal justice and we're dealing with social issues, but also in how we're designing our cities. And we're making, if we keep on expanding cities out into farmland or green spaces, we're going to ultimately, and what we've seen over the years with especially a city like the city of Thunder Bay, we're building new infrastructure that we're going to have to support when we have existing infrastructure that we're letting decay, that's already there. We have to refurbish it, but we should be doing infill developments. We should be doing promoting more active transportation. We should be promoting people biking, and the city's doing that. So I think that's all positive, and any influence I can have on that, and our government is certainly going that route. It's going to be a positive for the people right across the riding.
Don, we're going to need to take a short break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.